Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mulling League's Chaos Cup. We're in the end of week 4, and we are going to end the week with a double header. 2 games this evening, and we're gonna. Hey, SP Beaver, thank you for the sub. Thank you, SP Beaver, for the sub. I'm making up the lyrics as I go along. Sub for 48 months. That's pretty awesome. And I promised you I'd sing this. Thank you very much, SP Beaver, for the sub. I appreciate it. We're going to get this doubleheader underway with this first game this evening, and it's going to be the Woodmen and Iron Trees versus Vesuvian Lavabacks. Yes, Beaver versus Berserker Tempest. What else versus Lizards? Let's take. I choose to interpret Von Ru's wow as wow, not wow. Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at the 2 teams. Kindred, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. Glad to have you. Nice to see you. In Division A, currently in first place is Ajax's The Fishy Fiends. They're a Chaos Renegades team. They are 3-1-0. They are followed very closely behind by BB Nuts' Boliv Broncos, a Nurgle team. 3-1-0 is their record. And JD Whitey's Blitzburg Steelers, a Skaven team. They are 1-2-0 and currently in third place. Over in Division B is where we're going to be all night tonight for our doubleheader. Spire's Philosopher's Song is currently in first place. A Lizard team 2-0 is their record, with Cobblestorm's Goner Gits moving up to second place with their win this week. They're a Goblin team 2-1-0 is their record, and S Beavers Wooden Men and Iron Trees, a Wood Elf team, they're 1-2-0 currently in third place, going against the Vesuvian Lavabacks here in week 4. Doug the Minotaur with the sub. Thank you so very. Doug the Minotaur, 21 months. He wants you to play a lot of Blood Bowl. Thank you very much, Doug the Minotaur. I appreciate the sub. I'm not singing all these. In Division C, currently in first place is, of course, Doug the Minotaur and his Dillerell Darlings. Our Dwarven team 4-0 is their record. Clypheus' Odin, it's Snuffle. In second place, they're a Norse team. They are 3-0-0. And Khan Kills Entanglements, an Imperial Nobility team, 2-0-1 is their record. Tonight for game number 1, we've got Wooden Men and Iron Trees versus the Vesuvian Lavabacks. We'll take a look at the Wooden Men and Iron Trees first. They're the home team, coming in a TV of 925,000 gold. They have 11 players on the roster, but 2 will not be starting. Makia, the number 8 lineman, out this week, as is Hemlock, the War Dancer. You can bet SBeavers not too happy about that. That's going to bring their effective TV up to 1,065,000 gold. They have the 1 Treeman, the 1 War Dancer, and a whole bunch of linemen. They're going to pick up 2 Journeymen as well. 1 Oppo, 4 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls. They're going to be up against this Lizard team tonight. This is going to be a very interesting matchup, I think. This Lizard team, also 11 players on the roster, but they're down 3 players. So they're... Maybe more importantly, they're down 3 of their Sauruses. They're going to have to pick up 3 Skinks instead. Their TV is 935,000 gold. That's going to bring their effective TV up to 1,115,000 gold. That's 50k that will be going back to the Wood Elf team in petty cash. The Crocs will be starting. 3 of these Saurus blockers will be starting. 1, 2, 5 Skinks and 2 Chameleon Skinks. 1 Apothecary. I didn't see this. 10 cheerleaders. But you know what? I like this play. Tempest knows. You've got to put your faith in Nuffle. And right there, with 10 cheerleaders, you're going to get that prayer to Nuffle. That's the way to win games, folks. 10 cheerleaders. If you're new to the game of Blood Bowl, don't do this. But 10 cheerleaders is the way to win. 2 dedicated fans, 1 reroll. How these 2 teams going to play tonight? We'll take a look at the Wood Elf team first. Wood Elf team, right? Very, very fast, very, very agile. They are elves, of course. Everybody's got an AG of 2+, except for Fram the Treeman, of course. Everybody's super fast here as well. I'll give her Mike. Thank you very much for the bits. Yes, a lot of cheerleaders. Thank you very much. Lots of speed, right? These linemen are MA7, and that's the slowest piece on this team. Again, save for the big guy. Does have Juneberry with block. That's a great pickup for a level 2 skill. down a War Dancer. This is a big loss for this team, particularly in this matchup. They're going to have to make do with these linemen and one War Dancer. They can make do with that, right? These are, I mean, just look at the stat lines. These are fantastic pieces. Strength 3, MA 7, Edge 2+. They can even pass on a 4+. They're fantastic pieces. They're just very, very brittle at an AV of 8+. This Treeman almost certainly is going to play an anchor in tonight's matchup. Being down that War Dancer really hurts this team, and I think Wooden Men and Iron Trees are going to try to anchor their offense around this tree. They'll plant that no pun intended. They'll plant that, a pun a little bit intended. They'll plant that tree at center pitch and then try to move this this offense either to the right of it or to the left of it. The tree might not actually be the center on the line, but the point is that's a big strength 6 piece that he can pivot around with his offense and try to control a section of the pitch that way. Needs to keep players alive. He will not keep players alive. Well, normally wouldn't keep players alive, I would say, but he's going to be up against this Lizard team that typically has the Crocs and 6 Sauruses. Unfortunately, 3 Sauruses are not starting tonight, and even more unfortunately for Berserker Tempest, one of those Sauruses is the Block Saurus. Really want to get block on these Sauruses ASAP. You can see Tempest has been trying to do that. Picked up block on 2 of the Sauruses, guard on a 3rd, but one of the block Sauruses is going to be out, and that means just one player on this roster has the block skill. Lots of strength on this roster with a strength of 4 on the Sauruses, Crocs with a strength of 5, but again, only 3 Sauruses are going to be starting. That's very, very difficult for this team. Because these Skinks are also very brittle. They have an AV of 8+, but they come with the dodge skill. They are stunty, and they're a strength of 2. So it's easy to get the 2-die block on them. And then with that stunty, if you get them knocked down, it's easy to get them off the pitch as well. They are faster than the Wood Elf linemen, however. The Wood Elf linemen only have an MA of 7. These Skinks have an MA of 8. He's going to be fielding 5 of them tonight, 3 journeymen, as well as the 2 rostered Skinks. Also has the 2 chameleon Skinks. The big skill to watch out for on these pieces is on the ball. They're going to get a free 3 points of movement, whether that's on a kickoff or a pass. That can be huge, right? It's great on a kickoff, of course. You get to move your Skink an extra 3 spaces, which is a big deal. And on a pass against a team like a Wood Elf team who can pass, right? They've got lots of players who can pass. You can get that chameleon Skink an extra 3 spaces into position. So this will be a skill to watch out for tonight. This is going to come down to these Skinks and the linemen, right? They're both fragile. The Skinks are weaker, but they have dodge and they're faster. So it's got, hey, Baby Nut, welcome to the stream. So it's going to be a real big, a real important dance here, and I think the momentum is going to be in the hands of the Wood Elves tonight, and I think Tempest needs to find a way to wrestle that momentum back and start trying to carve out the section of the pitch for himself. We saw Tempest last week play an absolutely fantastic game, played it very cautiously on defense, didn't get overly overcommitted on this roster. And was able to pull out a great game last week. With 5 Skinks, though, it's gonna be tricky, right? Because not only are they easy to remove from the pitch, so that's a lot of targets for this Wood Elf team, but also by only having 3 Sauruses, it's very easy for them to get tied up. The Sauruses have an AG of 5+. They're not going anywhere on a dodge. Their best dodge is a 5+. It's a 1/3 chance. So. It's very easy to tag them, to mark them in such a way that they're going to be out of the drive, and then it's just going to be skink hunting season for these Wood Elves. It's not a lot of times that the Wood Elves might end up as the bashy team tonight. We'll see how Tempest reacts to this Wood Elf team, but they're going to have to react. They can't go in guns a-blazing first. They're going to have to see what the Wood Elves do, react to that. We'll see if Berserker Tempest has a counter, but 2 very wounded teams going into this matchup tonight, and both coaches are going to have to find a way to play around this week's injuries. Lavabacks win the coin toss, choose to be on defense. They have 3 on the line. They're going to screen out these Wood Elves. You have to do that against such a fast, agile team. These Wood Elves can run right by you. Now the Skinks, the standard lineman Skinks, of course, have an MA of 8, so they're faster than the Elves. But you give them an inch, and they will just go, right? So you've got to screen them out. Try to keep them from getting behind you. Who's going to go down in player count first is the question. We might see a foul. Well, in fact, Oh, I thought that was dirty player. That's tackle. We might see a foul by one of these coaches, maybe even by both coaches early on to try to get an early player advantage. Here's the quick snap. Rolls a 3 on the D3, gets to move 6 unmarked players, 1 space. Ash, the number 3 war dancer, will move up toward the ball for sure. BB Nuts says, oh wow, where's the team? A lot of injuries. I'll tell you what, I'm not proud of this fact. My team is catastrophically beat up by goblins. I've lost so much. Not the least of which is dignity. I lost my thrower, I lost my ogre. I think I lost a blitzer too. All right, shallow kick here by the Lavabacks. The ball's going to end up to the right of the War Dancer on the 12-yard line. Turn 1 underway here. Wooden Men and Iron Trees on offense. They have 2 rerolls. The Lavabacks only have the 1 reroll on their roster. This is a big. I was going to say a big concern. Maybe not a big concern, but this is something that Tempest is really going to have to be cognizant of. Has to have their action order on point. They don't want to have an early end to a turn with a turnover by doing something risky before they could have done something not risky. And you can bet S Beaver's gonna understand that and try to put Tempest into some precarious situations where they might want to roll some dice first. Oh, Gimmer Mike says, long or short term? It's so much TV. Well, I'll put it this way. If I had enough money in the bank, it would be long term. They would be fired. But it's going to have to be short term, I think. Under a minute to go here for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. 2 blocks down on the line. Nose tackle. Durfla Kadavar, the number 1 Crocs. Still in position there in that nose tackle position. Good 2+ pickup by the War Dancer. BB Nuts says, oh man, Lizard Sound 3 Sarses versus the Woodies. Yeah, it's going to be a painful game, I think. But certainly don't count the Lizard team out at all. They are by no means out of this game. These Wood Elves just as brittle as the Skinks, albeit stronger. 2-die blitz on the number 8 Saurus blocker. Gets the knockdown here, looking for an 8+. I'm sorry, looking for a 10+. There's the armor break. Got a stun out of it. BB Nut says, this is a good game for the War Dancers to do skink hunting and score some SPP. Minor correction. This is a good game for the War Dancer to do skink hunting and score some SPP. S-Beaver's down a War Dancer this week. Turn 1 now for the defense. Stand up blitz to get things started. 2-die blitz. This will work out thanks to the block skill. Wait! What? Was that an error? Had the knockdown, but spent the reroll. I think that might have been an error. I think maybe Tempest wasn't aware that he had the block skill on the number 4 blocker here. BB Nuts says, please wreck each other's team before playoffs, please. Oh, the new Death Stranding 2 trailer came out today. A couple hours before I finished Death Stranding 1 Director's Cut. Brilliant game. My only criticism is the pacing. The pacing is atrocious. So if you get bored quickly or frustrated quickly, don't play it. But otherwise, I loved it. Good knockdown on the tree here. The tree with an MA of 2 can't stand up for free. You need 3 MA to stand up normally. The treeman only has 2 MA, so if the treeman wants to stand up, they have to roll a D6 first. On a 4+, they're allowed to stand up in place. Otherwise, they're not. BB Nuts is Postman Simulator 2. Yep. And the trailer has... Yeah, there's that 4+. Worked out. And the trailer has Solid Snake and Metal Gear Rex in it. It's awesome. Bitwise Bard, welcome to the stream. Bitwise Bard says, I don't think you understand what a postman does. I thought postman, double skulls on number 13 in the left wide zone. Spends a reroll, gets a push out of this. Wooden Men and Iron Trees down to 1 reroll for the half. I thought mailmen delivered parcels and mail while avoiding ghosts. That's what I thought they did. And building highways and mountain climbing and using their own blood for bullets to fight off ghosts. Two-die blitz over on the right. The right inner linebacker there is an injury. Where to answer the ball carrier. First removal of the day. One-man player advantage for the Wooden Men and Iron Trees. I had a blast. The game is typical Kojima nonsense. There are three credit rolls. From the first credit roll to the actual end of the game, ish, to the quote-unquote end of the game, was 2.5 hours. it was wacky. Turn 2 down for the Lavabacks. Two-die block on the tree. Gets a both standing result out of this. Oh, he didn't get a both standing result. Took a push. BBNet says it's Postman needs a selection of Metal Gear cutscenes, but all from different games with World War I babies and Toxic Rain thrown in. That is true, but also World War II and Vietnam. Under a minute to go here in turn number 2. Lavabacks take the one-die block over in the left wide zone. They get a POW out of this. Looking for an 8+, trying to even up the pitch here. Got the armor break. Only got a stun out of it. Turn 3 for the Wood Elves. They're on the opposing 2-yard line. Tight cage just inside the right wide zone. In Death Stranding, in the first game, I won't go too deep in the story, but basically you have to go from, hey! Ashes Gaming 86, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. I appreciate the raid. Here's a blitz over in the right wide zone. Two-die blitz, double skulls! He has to re-roll this, and that means there are no more re-rolls left for the half. Got the POW out of this, looking for an 8+. War Dancer does have the tackle skill. Tackle negates dodge. Looking to get a little more reliable dice out of this War Dancer, but now down to no rerolls. Plenty of movement left with the War Dancer. But yeah, in Death Stranding, you have to walk from the east coast of the United States to the west coast of the United States, which takes like 40 hours. And then the game's like, you know what? Walk all the way back to the East Coast. I was so annoyed. Cage now is going to advance down to the opposing 14-yard line over in the right wide zone. Dr. Minotaur says rerolls are overrated. Do rerolls even exist? I don't think they're real. Gets an assist against the number 6 Saurus blocker. Back at the line of scrimmage. Two-die block with the Treeman. Gets a push out of this. Keeps the Saurus marked by the Journeyman. 5 seconds left on the clock. Another armor break here. Hunting these skinks. Only got a stun out of this. Again, it's easy to hunt them when there's so many on the pitch. Tempest down 3 Sarses in this game. Rerolls are definitely overrated. Rerolls are as Duffel wills them. Turn 3, back to the Lavabacks. Iron Cynic says, couldn't find a car, motorcycle, or even a bicycle. So there are cars and motorcycles in the game. People can build them. You can build them. You can build other people can build them. Other people can build them for you. BB Nuts, rooting for the offense. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Ashes Gaming 86. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. But no, sometimes you just can't. Old One BB, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the league. If you're unfamiliar with our league, the way it's structured is we have 3 open competitions a season and 1 invitational at the end. That is the championship competition. The winner and the runner-up of each competition automatically earns an invite to the invitational, and then a number of teams besides that, depending on bracketing structure. Basically, an even number of teams with a minimum of 4. Also qualify for Blood Bowl. BB Nut says, okay to shout out a charity stream I'm doing? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Ashes Gaming. Fair enough, yeah. Get your rest. I appreciate the follow and the raid. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for the kind words, BB Nut. 30 seconds to go here in turn 3 for the Lavabacks. Very far behind this offense. They might be trying to force the score early here. 2-die blitz. They're going to get a push out of this. And each open competition, anyone can participate. You don't have to participate at the beginning of the season. You can jump in the 3rd competition, or only do the 2nd and 3rd, or however you want to do it. But each competition is structured based on how many participants there are. And this competition, we have 27 teams, so it's a divisional competition, 3 divisions of 9 teams each. They each play round robin with each other for 9 weeks of regulation. The top 2 teams from each division make the cut to top 8, and then the top 2 teams besides will also make the cut. It's a single elimination bracket, with the winner of the competition advancing to the invitational at the end of the season in the upper bracket, and the runner-up automatically advancing in the runners-up bracket, the next lowest bracket. Turn 4 now for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. If they're going to score early, then what the Lavabacks are going to try to do here is they're going to try to win with what's called a 2-1 grind. They're going to try to hold on to the ball all to themselves for the entire duration of the game. They'll try to score on turn 8 in this half. There'll be an offense to start the second half, and then they'll try to score again in turn 16. Black Wolf 82, welcome to the stream. Rooting for this offense. Has he failed a stand-up roll with this tree yet? That's a 50-50 roll. You know what that is? That is faith in Nuffle. That's what that is. Other than the tree, all these Wood Elves, their positive dodges are 2 pluses. BB Nuts charity stream on Friday, May 23rd starts at 12 o'clock UTC to 12 o'clock UTC. Proceeds go to testicular cancer charity Check Your Nuts. Every day. I didn't score yet. Maybe that's not the noise I should say after I say the phrase check your nuts. Every donation will give you a ticket for a raffle with a Painting Blood Bowl team and a Nut Bowl 2 pitch. That sounds awesome. 2 Ogre Alone models, Painting Ogre Acorn model. Someone will buy you a team, Amazon vouchers, Steam vouchers, and more. That sounds marvelous. Everyone should check that out. Go ahead. You can, if you have a link to that, feel free to add a link as well. Playing Blood Bowl, great prizes for a good cause. No brainer. 2 removals here for the Wood Elf team. And a coaching session from Andy Davo himself. Final turn of the first quarter. I've heard he's all right. I need tips. I need tips. Tell me how to keep goblins from out bashing me. Well, Ava, what you really need to be looking for is maybe playing a different game. Have you heard of Parcheesi? BB says, did you lose last night? Not only did I lose soundly, I lost a bunch of players. 2-die block in the right wide zone here. Gets a pal. I lost my thrower, catcher, and I believe a blitzer as well. I'm sorry, my thrower, my ogre, and I think I lost a blitzer too. $50 to go here in the first quarter of the game. Ball hanging out on the 24-yard line, just outside the end zone. S-Beaver's going to try to stall for as long as possible. It's going to be up to Tempest to try to force this score in ASAP. They want to get on the board and end this half 1-1. Takes a mark on the ball carrier with Moxie Crime Fighter K, the number 13 rookie lineman. It's a 2-die blitz by the War Dancer. Remember, strength 3 versus strength 2. PB does this by Nurgle Arena run into with me taking 6 bloater removals in 10 turns. Ah, it stings. Second quarter begins for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Probably going to blitz away number 13, unless he can get more players to safety, but he didn't have a re-roll left. So I think the blitz will probably be for number 13. If that results in an hour break, maybe he hangs out. Otherwise, he might shift back to the right. Let's see what he decides to do here. AV 10 plus is a lie. Under a minute to go here for the Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Again, no rerolls left. There's a 2-die block. Only took it as a block and got a push out of this. Oh, boy. All right. So only took it as a block. They can't score now. Two-die block, back at the line of scrimmage here. They're going to get a dodge push against version 2.0 Gorney Institute. Old Gamer Mike says, I dream of a surf. But the typo, I love. maybe that is the type of surf you dream of. 2-die blitz here against hashtag Mere Lava. Gets a push out of this. 2+ dodge away. Successful dodge. We'll see if this chameleon skeek will shadow. So they have shadowing. That means they'll have to roll a die. If they succeed on this die roll, they get to move into the space vacated by an enemy piece that was just adjacent to them. Fail the shadowing roll. There's the protection on the ball carrier. Needed to do something there after the push block by the ball carrier. Number 3, double skulls over in the right wide zone. Will Juneberry stay on the pitch? He will. Turn 5 now for the Lavabacks. Boy, I put in a lot of work last week. But that puts me in good shape for this week. I should have a pretty decent work week this week. 2-die block against Birch here. Gets a push. I ate nothing but Thai food today. That can't be healthy, right? That can't be the way. That's not the road to health. It was delicious, though. 2-die block over on the right. Wide zone. Works out to the block skill here. Breaks armor. Good injury. Another removal here. That's a permanent removal. That's the first one against the Wood Elf team. Good job, Tempest. Despite having no rerolls, still taking the least risky actions first, knowing he needs to get that player advantage, looking for SPP on some of these pieces as well. Still has the ball carrier to deal with here in turn 5. 2-die block on the Treeman. Gets a pal here. 10 plus breaks armor with Mighty Blow, but doesn't get it. A brutish fight here. Center pitch with the two big guys tying each other up. Now a blitz. Gets a push on the number 4 Journeyman. So not going after the ball carrier. We'll see a skink dodge, 2 skink dodges. Has to apply pressure on the ball here. The Lavabacks really want to get this ball back with enough time to score here in the first half. Dodges a skink away. No pressure on the ball carrier. Turn 6 now for the Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Tempest, aware of how fragile these skinks are, didn't want to throw them into the line of fire here. But this means that the Woodmen and Iron Trees are almost certainly going to be able to stall this out for another turn. Coming up after this game, we have the Dream of Wish Foundation versus the Discomancers. League champion Nick Satan versus Ian. That'll be Halflings versus Necro. That'll be a super fun one. That's scheduled for 10:30 p.m. EDT, Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. That's a little over an hour from now, 65 minutes from now. And when you're a fresh Lizard team, here's the blitz with the War Dancer. Got a POW out of this. Looking for the 8+ against Moxie Crime Fighter K. Didn't get the armor break. As a fresh Lizard coach, it's already tough, right? You'll have your Crocs, you have your 6 Sauruses, and then you have your Skinks, but you have no skills on anyone, right? You have the dodge skill on the Skinks, and that's it. But to lose 3 of your Sauruses and have to play out a game like that, your Sauruses are not your linemen, right? Your Skinks are your linemen. So it can be very challenging at low TV. Woodman and Iron Trees shift this ball over to the left wide zone, just off the left sideline, still on the 24-yard line, trying to stall this out for as long as possible. They get the knockdown on ABCDE Fisher, the number 12 Skink. And now 2+ dodge to fill in the back left corner of this cage. Turn 6 for the Lavabacks. Moves the Skink. Number 15 moves back, or moves forward once again. Now 2-die block by the number 6 Sars blocker. This is the Sars with the guard skill. Gets a knockdown out of this. Hoping for the 8 plus. Doesn't get the 8 plus. Crocs moves forward, so it looks like the Lavabacks will just be trying to get as much SVP as they can and as many removals as they can. If that's the case, might take the both down result here. We'll see. Takes the push instead. Took the both down result. That would be an armor break on both pieces, but you can see the Sars Blocker has an AV of 10 plus, whereas the Wood Elf has an AV of 8 plus. That is significantly less armor value. Again, if you're new to the game of Blood Bowl, if you look at these two pieces and you say, well, let's just say AV9 versus AV10. You see AV9 versus AV10, you go, oh, that's just one more. It's just quote unquote one more. It's not one more. It's a lot more than one. I mean, it's literally one AV more, but think of the die rolls involved, right? It's easiest to think of it from the extremes, right? How many different ways are there to roll a 12 on a 2d6? There's just one. But how many ways are there to roll an 11? There's 3, right? And it gets larger and larger and larger until you get up to 7, right? So the difference between a 7 and an 8, or an 8 and a 9, or a 9 and a 10 is a whole chunk of alternatives, right? A whole chunk of options that are removed. So it's a big difference. Penultimate turn here for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. They're going to stall this out till turn 8. Finally failed. Oh, he failed to take root roll. So the negative trade on the Treeman is they have to roll a d6 before they act. On a 1, they take root. They are stuck in place until they are prone. The Treeman was prone, so when they activate, they've got to roll the take root roll. If they were to succeed that, then they have to roll a d6 to stand up because they don't have enough movement allowance to stand up. Because he failed this take root roll, he's already prone. On his follow-up turn, he'll get to stand up again. BB Nut says AV9 plus is roughly 1 in 4 to break. AV10 plus is 1 in 6. That's a big difference. Indeed it is. Thank you very much. Wooden Men and Iron Tree is keeping this ball secure until turn 8, trying to hunt some skinks. Has a 1 die with the number 4 Journeyman. We'll see if he takes it or not. Turn 7, he didn't take it. Turn 7 now for the Lavabacks. Electrics Man says, sorry I'm late. Have I missed anything? Oh, no worries. Glad to have you. I mean, you've missed a half. But in terms of injuries or scores or anything, not really. Not really. It's a one-man player advantage in favor of the Wood Elf team. Lavabacks with a POW here against number 9. Praying to Nuffle for the 8 plus on the armor break. Didn't get it though. Two-die block with the Crocs. Gets a push out of this unless he takes the both down result. He does not. Iron Six says both down or no guts. Could have taken both down with the Crocs again. That's 10 plus versus 8 plus. The Crocs has Mighty Blow, but unless something has changed, the Crocs can't use Mighty Blow on a both down result. Yeah, it was very poignant. very apropos to the situation. Might have involved mailmen and time travel rain and ghost detecting babies or something. I don't know. Yeah, and of course it's a turnover also as well. That is correct. So the Lavabacks have chosen to leave this ball alone. What else will score here on turn 8? The Lavabacks will get 1 turn to score unless there is a timeout. Is he going to try? Who's he going to foul with? Going to foul with the journeyman, it looks like. No foul. All right, turn 8 for Woodmen and Iron Trees. They have no rerolls left. Will they take blocks or will they just walk into the end zone? I think they may just walk into the end zone here. They're going to show off while they do so. 1-0. The score. Wooden Men and Iron Trees take the lead here in the first half of the game. 1 turn left for the Lavabacks unless there's a timeout, and then they'll get 2. If they get a timeout, they could tie this game up before the half. Wooden Men and Iron Trees will set up with 10 on this drive. It'll be 10v10. BBNet says, when does the next game start? 10:30, so a little under an hour from now. Woodmen and Iron Trees setting their pieces up by the end zone. So the reason you might do this, right? You have to put 3 on the line here in these 7 squares. You have to put 3 if you can. And then with 1 turn left, he's not going to get to activate. So what he's doing is he's placing his players here. This means in case there's a 1 turn chance or a timeout or something, a player that tries to get past this screen would have 1, 2, 3 dodges to get into the end zone. We apologize, that's a lot of cheerleaders. That is a lot of cheerleaders. 10 cheerleaders. Here's the kick. Shallow kick. On the ball gets to be used here, so can try to get a player on the ball. Is it going to be a timeout? No, it's brilliant coaching. So gets a reroll here for the blocks to be taken, but no score will happen on this turn. Lavabacks looking for a player advantage. 3 on the line to block, including the Treeman. BB Nut says, and then I get to plan beating Ajax. Do you have Ajax next week? Good knockdown on the left defensive end here, but no armor break. Got nothing out of it. That's the only player with block on this roster. 2-die block on the right side only gets a push. According to Nuffle XYZ, the new patch Tuesday suited us. So, I know, so Nick and I looked at Nuffle XYZ, and I know the results there match the Blood Bowl admin tools. I mean, they should. So, I think it's fairly reliable. But I totally understand with the new patch, anything can happen. 2-die block on the Treeman here. Gets a push out of this. Probably not going to try for the trade here. Just gets the push. Oh, has the free reroll from Nuffle. That's right. But failed the loner roll. Took the both down. Ho, 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 ho. Holy moly. All right. 1-0 the score. The Wood Elf team in the lead. Vesuvian Lavabacks will be on offense to start the second half. Look at that cheerleader squad putting in the work. There's as many cheerleaders as there are players now. You can see, I believe that was S. Beaver in the picture-in-picture. Yuda says there was the season that mixed up games. Yeah, I think that was the last patch that like mixed up all the games. So giving up the sidelines here with this this defense, this very rectangular defense. Bose Pandas, welcome to the stream. I hope I got that right. If I didn't, I apologize. 3 on the line for the defense. In tight with that Treeman. So 2 in either wide zone for the offense. On the ball in use here. We'll try to get out of the ball with number 16, it seems. Hashtag Mere Lava. No, it's going to be version 2.0 Gorney Institute on the 4+ catch here. The weather is going to stay the same. How'd the ball end up over there? Did he not move anybody on all the ball? They moved number 15 back. First block of the half on the left defensive end. Gets a push out of this. That's the one and only player with the block skill. He's done for the turn. Two-die block on the number 2 lineman. Gets a knockdown out of this. This is the journeyman looking for an 8+. 10v10 on the pitch currently. Lavabacks with only 1 reroll for the remainder of the game. Again, Tempest is going to have to be very cognizant and very cautious of their action order here. Took the blocks first, now pulling players back onto the ball, but they're setting up what looks like a tight cage. These Wood Elves can put some immediate pressure on this ball. Two-die block on the Treeman, gets a push out of this. Treeman, of course, will stand firm. Can elect to use stand firm to not be pushed back on the push result, or on any block that results in a push. 3+ pickup here by the Chameleon, works out, moves the ball back to mid-pitch on the 16-yard line. Turn 9 now for the Wood Elves. Man, I love Death Stranding. Now I'm excited for Death Stranding 2. The new trailer that just came out today looks awesome. And Metal Gear Solid Delta, excited for that as well. Two-die block on number 6. Gets double pushes out of this with the Treeman. Not a lot of work out of the Treeman here in this matchup. Basically, the 2 big guys have just been keeping each other at bay. The Crocs has a strength of 5. The Tree has a strength of 6. I hate this pitch. I hate this pitch so much. 48 seconds to go here in turn 9. Here's the blitz. So not getting super aggressive in the right wide zone. Taking the blitz on the sideline, or on the line of scrimmage instead. Gets double pals against number 6. Big 10+ will break armor here. Pushes the Saurus back a space, and the Saurus will stay in formation with the offense. There's one more space of movement left with Juneberry. 13 seconds to go for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. I have to go to the grocery store. I was going to go to the grocery store this weekend, but I'm such an adult that I made a different decision. I said, instead of going to the grocery store, what if I go to the board game store and buy some board games? And then I can also get a hot dog for lunch from my favorite hot dog joint. Isn't that a more responsible thing to do? I think so. Turn 10 now for the Lavabacks. So they're finding their offensive line a little picked off here. They pulled players back. Yeah, that was my fault. I drew on the screen. Pulled players back. This allowed this defense to come in, flank the offensive line, and try to pick off a number of players here. I think if that Saurus was pushed over here, he could have been locked down and taken out of this drive as well. Gets a push against Katsura, the number 12 lineman. And now the Lavabacks trying to pick off some of these Wood Elf players. 3-die block on Katsura with the Crocs. Gets a pal here. 7+ with Mighty Blow will break armor. Mighty Blow gives you a +1 to your armor or your injury roll, whichever one you need it for. Needed it for the armor roll, but unfortunately rolled Snake Eyes. That dog demanding death. Me too. I want to see some death. BB Nut asked, what board games did you get? What did I get? I bought Lords of Vegas with the Americana expansion. I bought Hi-Fi. I bought... let me see real quick. Yeah, I bought Lords of Vegas with the Americana expansion. I bought Hi-Fi. I bought a BattleTech, like, push your luck game. I love BattleTech. This is just a push your luck game with BattleTech theme, but I bought it anyway. It was BattleTech Encounters. And I bought a bunch of Button Shy games. So if you're unfamiliar with Button Shy, they make these games that come in like a wallet. They're like tiny games. They have cards. I don't want to say they're all necessarily card games, but they're a really cool gimmick. And I bought one called Antimony and one called Converge, and there's 3 different Converge Button Shy games. I got all 3. J.R. Wilkes 83 says He-Man. Yeah, so I bought some extra He-Man stuff. I got that on eBay. But yes, I got He-Man at that game store. And then I bought a couple extra He-Man stuff. Welcome to the stream, J.R. Wilkes. Gets a knockdown on the number 8 Saurus block to the right guard. Trugan's going to advance. Going to follow up on the block. BB says, love BattleTech. Yeah, I've been threatening my friends with a BattleTech campaign for years. I said I'm really going to do it this year. I haven't done it yet. Badger Jelly 101, welcome to the stream. How do you draw on screen? OBS? Yeah, I have a Lua script that I put into OBS. Not so trusty patches, thank you for the bits. 2-die blitz now on the number 5 Journeyman. Gets a dodge push out of this. BB Nut says, really enjoyed the BattleTech PC game, but it got a little repetitive after 200 hours. I love that game. I love that game. Iron Cynic says, if you love board games, have friends, then Pandemic Legacy is the greatest. Pandemic Legacy is great. A couple of friends and myself made the grave mistake of playing all 3 back-to-back. I am very pandemicked out. Turn 11 for the Lavabacks now. Lavabacks have the ball on their own 8-yard line. Still trying to hold center pitch here, but you saw that Treeman advanced to the right side here. Again, it's a strength of 6. So trying to hold down the fort here and force these these lizards off to the left. 2 die block on number 12 gets a POW. Blackwell says, 9-year-old me pulled weeds for 2 days to get the original Battletech board game. Never figured it out. I have a permanent spot in my heart for the old FASA game. Two die block against the tree man gets a push. Crocs on the block. Remember, the Crocs is a bonehead. They have to roll a d6 before activating, and on a 1, they will not only lose their block, they'll lose their tackle zones. That could be a big loss for this Crocs team, for this Lizard team. So Tempest does need to be cognizant of that fact before taking these blocks. But deciding the knockdown on the treeman might be worth it, and it may have been. But got a push, which is both is a stand firm result. Double pals here on the number 6 lineman. That's interesting. If you love board games and have friends, Blood Bowl is also pretty good. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I honestly think the biggest impediment to convincing people to play, I mean, other than cost or whatever, but a lot of board game people think of Blood Bowl as a miniatures game. And it's not. Like, there are miniatures, but I mean, you can see there's a board. Like, it is a board game. And when once they realize it's a board game, they're like, oh yeah, I'll try that. Turn 11 now for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. I haven't played Heat at all. I hear it's great. Yeah, the Pandemic Legacy are probably my favorite Legacy games, period. Two-die block against the number 13 lineman. Gets a push out of this. And now the treeman marking the ball carrier. I'm very excited to get Masters of the Universe to the table. I'm hoping. I mean, if it's better than this, then great. But honestly, I'm hoping for like Hero Quest level of beer and pretzels fun. Like, if it's a little bit, I'm sure it's more complicated than Hero Quest, but if it meets that bar, I will be pleased. .46 seconds to go here in turn 11 for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Here's the blitz with the War Dancer. Two-die blitz only gets pushes out of that. He has the tackle skill. If that would have been a defender stumbles result, that would have negated the dodge skill and he would have got the knockdown. Badger Jelly asks, have you played Root? BB says, I love Root. I own Root. I love Root. I think Root is an absolutely fantastic game. Yeah, I love it. I hate Oath. I detest Oath. Turn 12 for Vesuvian Lavabacks. Jared Wilkes says Path is better. Oath. By Path, I thought you meant like Path of Light and Shadow. I was like, what? Oath is horrible. Oath is absolutely repugnant. Two-die block against the tree. It's going to be a push, and the tree's going to stand firm. Iron Cynic said, I had trouble getting through the second Pandemic Legacy, but the first is a great couple games. My wife and I played through it twice. Twice with two different couples, even though we were spoiled. Yeah, so I think... So we played Season 2 incorrectly. And I think if we played it correctly, I would have liked it more. I think it's fine. And if I try to look at it through the lens of playing it correctly, I think it's perfectly okay. But even then, I think it's the weakest of the three. Tried to dodge the ball carrier through past the tree. Failed the dodge. The ball's going to end up on the 2-yard line, and the ball carrier is going to be stunned on the pitch. Final turn of the third quarter coming up for the Wooden Men and Iron Trees. I think Arcs is fine. I definitely don't like Oath. Cobblestorm, welcome to the stream. Cobblestorm praying to Nuffle. Badger Jelly says Twilight Imperium is a good one, but a tiny bit time consuming. I love Twilight Imperium. Yeah, I think Arcs is fine. I would probably give Arcs like a BGG 7, maybe. It's fine. Blood Bowl is pretty good. Under a minute to go here for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. 2-die blitz in the right wide zone. They're going to get a knockdown thanks to the tackle skill here. 8+ will break armor. Yeah, I think Root is a really, really good game. I would say all of Cole Worley's games are really, really good games, like just from a critique aspect, except for Oath. Oath is just, boy, Oath really gets on my nerves. Two-die block gets a pal here against Dweezil Bachelor. Mighty Blow in play, so 9+ to break armor. That's average strength. Kratos93, welcome to the stream. Kratos says this game feels super passive. Yeah, I would tend to agree. But the Wooden Men and Iron Trees currently in the lead. And they just need to stay ahead of this offense to win this game. I've never played Concordia. I'm not even sure what Concordia is, like what kind of game Concordia is. J.R. Wilkes says, what about Oath 18XX? You know what? If they made an Oath 18XX, I might play it. I love 18XX games. One die block against the number 5. Journeyman gets a pal here, looking for some SCP. Also looking to remove these skinks. These skinks are really the only ball threats, and the more you can knock down, the less of a risk of this offense recovering the ball here. Scrum is formed up on the Lavabacks' own 2-yard line. Fourth and final quarter is going to begin here. Lavabacks still have their reroll. 2-die block against the elf with the block skill. Has to spend the reroll. Got a pow out of this. No more rerolls left for the Lavabacks. J.R. Wilkes says the lack of injuries here is disappointing. Yeah, they are both hurt teams, and I think that's right. I think Ironson has the correct assessment here. They're trying to just not get hurt even more. But I think the Wood Elf team is less incentivized to get aggressive in this matchup. Festoon, welcome to the stream. One minute to go here in turn 13 for the Lavabacks. Got to find a way to recover this ball, but it's marked by 2 elves currently. 3+ dodge to take a mark with the number 2 Journeyman. Journeyman no longer a problem for the team with no rerolls left. Going for the foul of the tree. Got called off the pitch. The ref's going to have none of that. I stand corrected. Went for the foul on the tree. Trying to remove the stream, and I think that brought it down to 8, maybe? The ref said, hey, no fouling. We're going to have a good, clean game. But Berserker Tempest argued with the ref successfully. That's right, the ref will have a little of that. And the ref said, you know what? Actually, you're right. You're right, that wasn't a foul. That was totally legit. Turn 13 now for Wooden Men and Iron Trees. I had a super busy week last week. I counted up all the hours I worked yesterday. This includes league stuff, which is a little disingenuous because it's, you know, having fun. But I put in 100 hours last week. It was quite a busy week. Under a minute to go here. Here's the block against number 16. Hashtag near lava. The Chameleon Skink gets a push out of this. Cobblestorm says that was a skink jumping on the resident flora. That's basically just natural behavior. Yeah, he just sees a log on the ground. He's like, oh, this would be cool to stand on. But hopefully my week will be a little more normal this week. It wasn't a foul. It was a group prayer to Nuffle for better dice the rest of the game. Most teams huddle to pray. That's very true. 3+ dodge. Remember, prehensile tail in effect for the Crocs. So that's a instead of a 2+ here on the positive dodge, it's a 3+. But successfully dodges away after the recovery. And now the Wood F team has the ball on their own 2-yard line. Bad news for this Lizard team. They're down a touchdown, no re-rolls left. They've just lost possession of the ball. They're gonna have to do something big to recover this ball. Turn 14 now. 3 turns left. They take the 2-die block with the Crocs. Gets a pow out of this. 7+ breaks armor with mighty blow. There's the armor break. There's the SPP. Well done. Yeah, I would have been badly hurt too. Are you kidding me? Murder. Pow on the right side of the former scrum here. BB that says, fun fact, did you know an elf has never snaked a dodge? Two-die block way back behind the ball. Gets a pow on Juneberry. Juneberry, the lineman with the block skill. No armor break. Another foul on the treeman here, and again gets called off. Now the ref's like, loud, come on, man. I'm gonna lose my job. I can collude with you one time, but you can't do it a second time. Try to get this tree off the pitch on the foul. I'm not sure if that was worth it, really. The tree, not much of an issue here, but maybe just wants the vengeance foul on the tree. Turn 14 now for the Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Advances this ball down to the opposing 10-yard line over in the left wide zone now. War Dancer will follow suit, and then I think we'll see. Ooh, he's not gonna one die. He's gonna do a 2+ dodge. 2-die block first against number 15. Gets a dodge push out of this. Anderson says he could have easily 2-died the ball. Yeah, he's got a grudge with the treeman. Yeah, there's that 2-die dodge. Sets up a half cage over in the left wide zone. Two-die block on the number 16 Chameleon Skink. Gets a dodge push out of this. Might be fine with all these marks at this point. He has number 4 mark. Yeah, has number 4 mark. We were talking about this in the pregame. Number 4 with that edge of 5+. Number 4 is not getting away. That's a 5+ dodge into one of these squares here, right? It's a 6 if it's a -1 on the dodge. So he's not going anywhere unless the blitz is spent. But if the blitz is spent, that means it's not a blitz on the ball. 2-die block, gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill here. Gets the armor break. Doesn't get anything out of it. Got a KO. It's not going to matter too much here. Cobblestone Baby says, no, new note to self, don't try fouling trees made of iron. Not only are they made of iron, they just know the ref. The ref's their friend. They go to game night together. 3-die block here. Gets number 11, gets a pal. Looking for an 8+. Another armor break. Doesn't get anything out of this either. Still hovering around this tree. Not even attempting to go for the ball here. So Lavabacks may have given up the ghost here on turn 15. And said, you know what? GG, but I'm going to take out your tree. Another foul attempt. Took out the tree. Took out the tree. Boy. Rude. Rude. So the wood, men, and iron trees are going to be without a treeman. Actually, I don't know what that icon is. Nope. Treeman's fine. The treeman's fine. Remember, you don't get any SPP for fouling unless the prayer for there's a particular prayer to Nuffle that has to be in effect to get SPP for fouling. Took out the treeman. Still has 22 seconds to go here. He taught the treeman a lesson. He said, "That's what you get for daring to get up to come onto this pitch. 2 rushes, takes a mark with the Crocs against the ball carrier." Takes a mark against the number 2 journeyman right in front of the ball carrier. Now, turn 15 back to Wooden Men and Iron Trees. Not going to be able to get on the board here. So Wooden Men and Iron Trees are going to win this one at least 1-0. We'll see if they can make it 2-0. Two-die block against the number 12 skink right in front of the ball carrier. Gets a pal here. Breaks armor. And that's a dislocated shoulder on number 12. They do have an Oppo. They haven't spent it yet. We'll see if they spend it on the skink or not. Skinks are the cheapest. They are going to spend it on the skink. They are the cheapest play. Well, I think it's going to have to be the serious injury. The strength 1 skink just... I'm sorry, you'd have to be fired. PB Nuts says, I hear you've been banned from the league for bullying the commissioner. No, no, no. All right, blocks the ball carrier free here on turn 15. Just looking to see if he can keep this safe for a turn or if he's just going to try to score. Just going to try to score. Has a reroll here for the failed rush. There it is, 2-0. Very well done by S. Beaver. Two to 0, the score. We have one more turn to go unless there's a timeout. Look at those cheerleaders. So many cheerleaders. Let's see if he gets the prayer to Nuffle this time. Vesuvian Lavabacks hoping for a timeout to try to get on the board here. They won't be able to win. But could certainly take 3 SPP. So 8 on the defense, 8 for the offense. 3 defensive linemen spread wide. No change in the formation here for the offense. Here's the kick for what is likely to be the final drive of the game. We'll see if this is a touchback or not. So, gonna get nothing out of this. We'll try to catch the ball to get a point of SPP on a pass. Turn 16 for the Lavabacks. Not so trusty Patches says, how much TV is he giving away? He's got 10 cheerleaders. So a significant amount. 2-9 block over on the right side of the line. Gets a pow out of this. Looking for an 8+ to get 2 SPP on this Saurus. Doesn't get it. As the Crocs block left. Could get 2 oh, failed the boneheaded roll. Could have made a 3-die block. But went for the 2-die instead. Failed the boneheaded roll. Now the blitz. Got a pile on the blitz on the number 4 journeyman. Got an armor break. Will it be a Kaz? Doesn't look like it. Nothing out of that. And then nothing left to do but to pass for a point of SPP on number 16 here. Quick pass. Works out. There it is. Well done. Good presence of mind by Berserker Tempest here to get an extra point of SPP on a player there at the end of the game. SPP very important, especially early in the competition like this, as you start building your team. Final turn of the game coming up. We'll see. Can they get a blitz out of this? I'm not sure. They're gonna take the uphill on the oh, it's the journeyman. Okay, it takes the uphill on the block on the Crocs of the journeyman and gets the knockdown. if he gets a Kaz, he's getting hired. Oh no! He didn't get anything. I got the armor break, but didn't get the casualty. That'll be the game. 2-0 the final here. Wooden Men and Iron Trees are going to advance into first place in Division B. Congratulations to S. Beaver in game 1 of our doubleheader this evening. Very well played. So with that victory, Woodmen and Iron Trees advance into first place by just 1 touchdown on the TD differential. Congratulations to S. Beaver remaining undefeated here in week number 4. We've got our second game of the doubleheader coming up. We'll take a look at the schedule real quick. Coming up in just a few minutes here, we have Dream and Wish Foundation versus the Disco Mancers, Nick Satan versus Ian. That is scheduled for about 19 minutes from now. So what we'll do is we'll just kick back over to the 10-minute countdown. Then we'll get into our pregame. We'll get the second game of our doubleheader this evening underway to close out week 4. Grab yourself a drink, get comfortable. We've got Halflings versus Necro coming up. We'll see you back here in just a few minutes.